So today we're talking about setting suspension on the cutter bar of a Vermeer TM 850 trail mower. This machine is equipped with hydraulic suspension on the cutter bar, and that gives us the ability to adjust how much flotation we want based on our crop or field conditions. It might be that we're in a really rough field and we don't want the cutter bar jumping up and down to create an uneven cut. So we can change the setting here to add pressure, down pressure, or weight to the cutter bar to prevent that from happening. On the other hand, it might be a really smooth field and we want the cutter bar to travel more level on the ground with more weight, and we can make that setting as well. So to do that, we have a valve right underneath the frame here, and the first step with the cutter bar on the ground is to fully open this valve until it's completely open in a counterclockwise direction. The next step then would be to fully raise the cutter bar up, which charges the system. And you would see the gauge go to maximum pressure. We would hold the remote long enough to maintain that pressure, and then we close our valve completely shut. At that point, we've got full charge on the system. We would put our remote into flotation and then again open this valve. And by doing that, we start to decrease the amount of pressure. You can see on the gauge as the cutter bar starts to go to the ground, the pressure reduces. We shut the valve, we close the valve off, and now we've set our pressure. So we've gone through the process now of setting the flotation or suspension on the cutter bar of this Vermeer TM 850 trail mower. And after we've done that, we run up at 900 PSI on the gauge, which you'll find in the owner's manual is kind of a starting place that we recommend. The next step then would be to take the mower out and mow and see what kind of flotation we have with our cutter bar based on the field conditions. For example, if we were in a really rough field after we've set the suspension and we see the cutter bar moving up and down or jumping up and down, giving us an uneven cut, then we would come back and decrease the amount of pressure on the gauge, maybe go to 750 or in that neighborhood, and that would add weight and less flotation to the cutter bar.